biggest problem out here in New Orleans? This is New Orleans, the murder capital of America. You shot 8 times?
Twice in both of my arms, twice in both of my leg, one in my chest, you know?
You working out here?
I mean, I got niggas, yeah. I'm really like a wife type.
Okay.
These are people I went to school with.
You've been fucking them for that long?
I mean, I've been fucking since I've been like 15.
Any last words about New Orleans?
I mean, the food always good, eat good, always.
Wicked in the streets, bro.
What do you mean by that?
Hey, you gotta keep it cold.
You never know when you're gonna get mugged. You never know when you're gonna get jacked.
Anyway, New Orleans is the jungle. Kidnapping, carjacking.
If I were to leave my car parked out here,
It wouldn't be out here for an hour. A lot of these cyphers stem from the 90s. A lot of these kids don't know why they fight.
do you think the music impacts the next generation of kids?
Everybody in the music video throwing Dracos, and y'all don't gotta do this shit because y'all see another nigga doing that shit. You hear me?
And ignorant, I don't give a fuck. They want everything for free because their great-great-grandfather was a slave.
Do you think people would agree with you?
Yes.
What can you do about it? Tap here.
Alright, Shalom. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem YAHAWAHSHI'S, by Hashem Kadash. Double honors to apostles of GMS, and sincere Shalom to the brothers out there pushing this truth and sincerity. And as you saw, this is what you see on a daily basis, because this goes on everywhere in America. It's just some places worse than others. And this is further proof that this is why this place needs to be destroyed, because we, as what we once were as a great people, even though we kept going off a lot of times, it just, every time we went into captivity, we became worse and worse and worse. And this is by far the worst one. We was once a great people, now stoop to this, and it's going to get worse, as prophecy tells it. But this is to show you that this is how our people act on a daily basis. You hear, you go to school, you hear it. You go to the store, you hear the woman yakking about this, and that, and the third. All you hear niggas talk about is weed and drugs, and that's all these people know: drugs, money, women, and fighting and shooting. I can't really include fighting like that now, because that's all niggas tend to do is shoot, right? But this is to keep us in a mindset, or at least this is what Saki. This is to keep us in a mindset that Esau wants us to be, so we can wake up to the truth, so we can stay low, believing that our oppressor, we gotta flee like roaches when they pull up with police, or the fact that we gotta believe everything Esau tells us to make us believe that we can't do this and do that. And this is what we're reduced to. But in this truth, we are awakened to the truth that we are better than this, than that we have a second chance of life, or the life in this truth, to actually get out of this place. Not a second chance in life of making it in this society. Though you got to do what you got to do to pretty much make ends meet, keep trying to not make it in America, but I would say better yourself, so you can do what you're supposed to do. Even as the scriptures say, you gotta work, not be out here selling drugs and getting caught up into all this nonsense, right? This is Romans 12:1. It says, "I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service." Sorry. It says, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh." Right? So that's what we're doing. And it's true that we're trying to separate that old man that was about us, and we molded into a new man. We had to start all over, because coming into this truth, you coming in to better yourself. The one, especially if you're doing it in sincerity, that's how you grow. But in the old man flesh, all you knew was wickedness, and that's what it led to. The music, the school curriculums, even your daycares, even your jobs, that's what most people want to care about. And that's if if it's like, and that's if they doing going to work, because a lot of them used to go to work or try to get a job, but they couldn't get it because they was hopped up on drugs or weed, and that was the number one downfall for people, was to advocate that weed is a good thing when it is not. At least not for smoking reasons. There are medicinal things you can use to eat to make yourself feel better. But these people who try to say, oh, that smoking weed is medicinal, and they just use it for this, and that, and the third. But these people don't understand the bad side effects that come with it, to abusing it every day. But this is the things that Esau wants you to believe. You could resort to this, you could resort to that. That's all these people know how to do. Much like the same thing with these false religions, right? They will start you off with Christianity through your mothers, and if that doesn't work out, especially when you go to jail, they will say, we got to come up with another religion that keeps these people from waking up. And what was that? Islam. But now they're saying that, oh, instead of Islam, you could do Buddhist, or you could do this, or you could do that. It's the same thing. Esau had these things played out for these people, or before our people, to not wake us up. Right? Much like going back to Isaiah 42 and 22, where it talks about that our people was robbed and spoiled. They was trapped in snares. These are all traps and snares that our people can't wake up to, except for the hopeful elect. That's what ultimately matters at the end of it, right? Because that's what, like I said, that's what ultimately matters. That's the end all be all when it comes to the Lord coming back to get his hopeful elect, especially when the rest of the prophecies kick in or finish off, Slakia, right? So let's go back for a second. I'm going to go back to one. This says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that you present your bodies as a living sacrifice, right? And that's what we're supposed to be doing. Not just out only in the highways and hedges, but even when you're doing videos and so on and so forth. Of course, that's primarily when you go out and teach, because you will have, especially when times start getting harder, you'll have brothers dying in the truth. You'll have brothers being thrown in prisons for this truth. Right? That is the reasonable service that the Lord has woken us up to, that we gotta fulfill. But it's by faith that we, by the Lord's will, that if that happens, we stay in, that we keep that spirit of staying in this truth, right? So I wanted to get into that word conform, right? Which I have right here. It says, to give the same shape, outline, or contour to, bring into harmony or accord. So let's read that again. It says, and this is verse 2, it says, and be not conformed, which means be not in accord to this world. This world is what Esau has established us to be. Meaning, don't be like the rest of these people out here. Because these people don't have an end game. They are already stuck in the middle ground, or I guess you could call it the end game, because their end game leads to nowhere else. They don't have they talk about all these plans of we gotta get together and do this and do this, but our people can't see that that doesn't work that way. There's a reason why it doesn't work, because the Lord set it up not to work, right? If y'all wanted to work, y'all would have been made it work. But y'all tried with the gangs, the BLM, the Black Freedom Fighters, these different types of supporters, and it's just getting worse and worse. Right? So the Lord has told us not to be conformed to this world, or don't be in accordance to it, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And that renewing is the brainwash, which is a cleansing, by the way, to follow in the ways of the Most High. Not the ways of this world, not the ways of how these people act, not the ways of Esau, not the ways of these heathens. That's what separates us from everything else, right? So this is Ecclesiasticus 10 and 19. It says, "They that fear the Lord are a sure seed, and they that love him an honorable plant." It says, "They that regard not the law are a dishonorable seed. They that transgress the commandments are the deceivable seed." And that's all these people, they are deceivable seed. They don't follow one bit of the laws, but a lot of them go to church and say, God, we praise God and all this other stuff. They don't read nothing out of the Bible. Of course, the law won't save you. We just follow the law to the best of our abilities in the righteous way. You had wicked Pharisees that was doing it in the most messed up way possible. So we fear the Lord heavily so we don't get jacked up. But along with that, we follow the laws to the best of our abilities. It's just we're carrying on not traditions, but our heritage to make sure that we're doing those things, because those laws go hand in hand with what the Lord wants us to be, or especially since it gives us an idea of how we're supposed to act. And that to act, and it's a whole list of things that prove how we're supposed to act, right? So that's why we don't disregard the law. We just follow it to the best of our ability. But you see what happens when you don't follow it to any form of ability. You get our people that act like this, going around pants all sagging, they'll mess with a woman, didn't leave her, toss it to another man, do the same thing, rinse and repeat, going around gun toting, going around starting fights and being all ignorant. That's what the Lord does not want us to be. We're supposed to hold ourselves as respectable men of the Lord. Right? Right. So I wanted to get into this one as well. This is Malachi 4 and 1. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble." Because you got our people that are proud as hell of this stuff. They're quick to defend the hood. Meanwhile, they're in fear of their life the next moment because of some messed up deal they done had, guns flying everywhere. So how can you respect something like that? You have no one to respect to while being in fear. See, while we have fear of the Most High, we give all respects and honor to him. Y'all gonna have no one to give respects and honor to. Y'all weapon is your guns. Our weapons is our faith. But see, this is why this place needs to be destroyed, because of all the wickedness that goes on, especially with what Esau done, including to our people. He needs to be put down for all of it. Not just primarily our people, but against the entire world. To what he's done to the earth, the natural resources, all this other stuff. The earth hasn't even had a chance to rest. So, actually, I'm gonna keep going. It says, "And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." And I was going to this part because when you have a tree that's poisoned or corrupted, or when you just cut off a tree in general, well, actually, you're not even trying to cut it in this scenario. You ain't even trying to cut it. You're trying to burn it. You're trying to burn it. You're trying to burn all the poison out. In order to do that, you have to burn the entire tree down to the roots and the branches. So once it's good, that soil is clean, because it was disputing all this poison. So once that tree is out of the way, the earth heals. And America is that tree of corruption that needs to be burned away. Because them branches or them roots stretch further than just here. They stretch to all these other all over the earth, really. Because it's promoting all the wicked things that it's not supposed to be promoting. and that goes for all these other nations that have power. They're going to get taken down too because they part of those roots. Now that Babylon stretched his hand out, that his hands out to it, it needs to be burned with it, or in that case, it's going to be brought down. And all will know that the Most High is the one that is the true King of the earth, right? So that's all I have going to that. This is a little edifying, and with that, shalom.